The director and the actor in Mr. Prithviraj Sukumaran. I don't know, Prithviraj, what to say to you, except that cinema has always taken a step ahead from the Malayalam world when it comes to Sir, and now you, with all the endeavors that you take. Can we all put our hands together for him taking us to Oscars? Never happened before. In Best Film category, it was there for the first round. What an amazing film. And I'm taking this moment to share that we really, really were immersed in that world. Thank you.
Thank you so much. Thank you.
Just the weight of doing a film of this magnitude with somebody who is G.O.A.T himself. Just asking you, does that give you the jibbies? I know this is the third time aap unko direct kar rahe hain, but is it a very big responsibility for you, and has it eased down over the 3 films, or has it gotten tougher aapke liye?
Directing a film is never easy. I'm not going to lie. It's not easy. It's a lot of work. It's a lot of decision making. It's constant, thought process on putting together a giant film, especially when you're doing something like this. But when we got together and decided that we are going to follow the huge success of Lucifer with a second part to what has always been conceived as a trilogy by Mr. Murali Gopy, the writer sitting here, I knew deep down that for the second part of the franchise, the ideation and the conception that I had in mind is going to be extremely challenging to pull off as just a Malayalam film. Because the scale at which we have attempted this and the canvas against which the story needs to be told is really the deep end of the waters for our industry. We have not tried to do something like this before. So there is nothing for us to fall back on. Very much like Sazai Kalapani, like Sir did so many years ago. We really didn't have a precedent to look upon and learn what could go wrong or what is the right way to do it. We didn't know. I remember 2022, I think, I flew to Sir's office in Dubai, and that's where I gave him my first narration of this film, of Empuraan. And 50% of my heart was telling me, he's going to listen to the narration. My producer, Mr. Antony Perumbavoor, is also there. And they're going to very politely tell me, listen, fantastic, great to be dreaming like this, but you'll have to let go of this one because it's not going to be possible. But as soon as I finished the narration, he told me, we are doing this, now let's go for dinner. So that confidence is what really spurred me on. And then I remember all through the dinner, it was me reminding him, but you realize, right? I mean, this is like, So I kept telling him, but you realize this, I need to travel to 6 countries. I said, yeah. And this is like this, yeah. And we have the sequence where there's, the helicopter, that. And he said, yeah. So the confidence that himself and Mr. Antony Perumbavoor gave me is the reason why we are all sitting here today. Secondly, see, with people like Mr. Gokulam Gopalan backing us, thankfully Malayalam cinema is today at a place where we can think of big budgets and big canvases because people like him who are truly passionate about cinema, right from, I don't know if you know of a film called Parashiraja with the great Mammootty sir leading it. Mr. Gopalan used to think of films like that back then, which was again unheard of in Malayalam in terms of its budget, its scale. But he used to do it because he believed in it with conviction and he truly loved cinema as an art form and a medium. So budgets are now maybe accessible for us with people like him backing projects like these. Where we used to fail, I believe, as an industry is in setting up a structure where we can then bring our cinema to people across the country and across the world. Malayalam always has had an illustrious heritage of making fantastic cinema, but I think we were lacking, and I've said this to my friends in the Mumbai media before, where we were lacking is our ability to properly go through an exhibition network and bring it to theaters across the country and across the world, which has been evolving at a frenetic pace, thankfully, recently, which is where people like my dear friend, Mr. Anil Tadhani, comes into the equation, because he has one of the strongest distribution networks in the country, and thanks, Anil, again, for that one midnight phone call from me, and just saying, yeah, okay, Prithvi. And, I promise that Malayalam cinema will now continuously be bugging you. But it's really kind of him to show the kind of faith that he has in this film and in me. And, it means a lot to us that when we make a film with such aspirations from one part of the country, and we dream of being able to take it to every corner of the country and the world, that distributors like himself, like companies with such heritage like AA Films, then put their conviction on us and throw their weight behind us and tell us, now let's go all out. That's what really matters. That's been the change, actually. That's where we have really sort of started flourishing as an industry. So there is Anil for North, there's very dear friends of mine, Hombale for Karnataka, and Gopalan sir is distributing it himself in Tamil Nadu. And Andhra Telangana, again, a close friend of mine, Mr. Dil Raju, is distributing it. And in Kerala, of course, we have the market leaders, Aashirvad Cinemas. And across the world, from the UAE GCC to North America to Europe to Asia Pacific, we have managed to tie up with absolutely top-rated, top-of-the-line leading distributors to bring this film to theaters across the world. So I really hope that this becomes a very accessible piece of cinema for everyone around the world. And if that is indeed the case, and if this will then go on to hopefully do well and set a benchmark, this could be the beginning of a lot of things for Malayalam cinema, which in turn would mean a lot of things for our overall aspiration of eventually amalgamating into this giant Indian film industry. So let's hope we're on the right direction.
That's beautiful, but what you see as a vision and how you've actually taken it every step at a time beautifully. After GOAT, it must have been a challenge because physically you were actually nurturing an injury and you had the physicality of your own involvement in this one. How did you toy it all? And I believe the love of fans is what has helped you through.
So, yeah, just before beginning to shoot this film, I was wrapping up another film as an actor. And I got seriously injured while shooting an action sequence. And I had to go through a really complicated knee surgery. And anyone who's done a complex ACL, meniscus, PCL surgery will know that the rehabilitation recovery process is quite complex and it's very challenging on your mind, especially for someone like me who's very physically active and out there and very busy. It's very challenging. So I was at my rock bottom, and I truly believe the reason why I'm back at 100% today is because I forced myself to start shooting this film. And guess what? The first schedule we shot at minus 12 degrees Celsius at 12,300 feet above sea level in Ladakh. No oxygen, bitingly cold, and one of the most challenging sequences to pull off for the entire film. But I think what happened was when I started shooting the film and I got involved with it, it really sort of pulled me through and it kept me motivated and it kept me wanting to go back to set, and I was really thrilled about what was happening in front of me on the monitor. So I think I should really thank Mohanlal sir, my producers, and the fact that this film happened at that particular time, because it really helped with my rehabilitation, I think. It was like my personal doctor. Yeah.
It was the boost that you needed to feel like the magic of being behind the camera to direct, sir.
Yes.
Tell me honestly, do you still feel like the fanboy, directing him, being an absolute legend of an actor yourself, just to see that magic unfold in front of the camera when you're seeing him there?
I can promise you, there really isn't a Malayali who's not a Mohanlal or a Mammootty fan. Yeah, there really isn't. So these two gentlemen are no longer just actors or stars for us. They are deeply ingrained into our systemic cultural thinking. So for any Malayali, we might just sit across a coffee table and argue about who's better. Oh no, he does comedy better, he does that better, he does this better. But these two guys, we love them. And there really isn't a Malayali who will go back and say that I'm not a fan of Mammootty and Mohanlal. We all are.
You have traveled the length and breadth of this world to get the right places. I believe you did the recce yourself. What has been a favorite spot? You actually went there, saw what you wanted. Aapke liye koi ek favorite jagah rahi hai, and that memory that you want to share with us?
I'm not going to claim that I did it all by myself. I had a wonderful team. My team of assistants and my production design team, my cinematography team. I've said this before. The team that worked with me in Lucifer and the second part of Lucifer, which is this film, Empuraan, I honestly, truly believe is a team that is good enough to pull off a project of any magnitude in any industry, in any place in the world. So I'm lucky, I'm blessed to have a team that backs me that way. And for this film, I was especially lucky to have a group of wonderful actors who understood my film, who understood what Murali is written, who comprehended each moment of the character arc themselves, and gave me absolutely stunning performances. A lot of them are sitting here. Abhimanyu and Shubhangi, Nikhat, so many of them, Aishwarya, so many of them are sitting here. Behzad, all these guys, I don't know how, I'm assuming these guys are familiar to you because they're all from the Hindi film industry. I'm going to like put my head out there and say that I'm proud of the fact that a lot of these guys, if they ask them which is your best performance over the last few years, I think they might pick this film because they're all that good in the film. So yeah, I was blessed with a wonderful team. But yes, when we set out to do this film, I was very particular that I'm not going to make this a green mat film. I will not make this a studio film. I had decided long back that I'm not going to have my actors stand in front of a green mat and shoot the scenes like that. And that's one of the first things I told Mohanlal sir also, that I want to go to real locations, actual filming locations, and capture everything in real. So which then meant that because of how the film is written and because of how the story traverses, I had to spend a very long time in finding these locations, which took me almost 2 years of traveling across the world. If I had to pick one favorite location of all that I shot this film in, I think both sir and me, we loved Santa Fe in New Mexico. We shot quite a few elaborate sequences in the US. And of all the locations in the US that we traveled to, I think Santa Fe in New Mexico was very, very inspiring for a filmmaker because that's how the place looks. Plus, yeah, I mean, that's very close to the Oppenheimer site. So Oppenheimer had just released, or was about to release, and all the hype was about that film, and we landed in Santa Fe. So we got to go around and see the place and all that. So that's a memory that I'll carry.
You mentioned something that of the 4 industries that we mistakenly club as South, Tamil, Telugu and Kannada have made inroads in the Hindi belt. Malayalam has, I wouldn't say it has lacked, I would say it has not tried to maybe get out of its bastion.
Yeah.
Do you think it was reluctance or it was more like ignorance? What was it? Which you are trying to rectify here with Empuraan?
No, I'm not trying to rectify anything here with Empuraan. I'm just aspiring for a lot of things. When I use words like rectification, it would mean that Malayalam cinema has lost its way. We are doing wonderfully well. We are going through a golden phase in our industry where we are making beautiful films and wonderful filmmakers and actors coming out with splendid performances. So there's nothing to be complaining about as far as Malayalam cinema is concerned. I think maybe ever since this whole phenomenon of cinema traveling across the country and terminologies like pan-Indian and all being coined, theatrical distribution networks have always looked at films that can bring in the first day crowd that will come in with a bag of popcorn and look at it as a piece of entertainment. And Malayalam cinema is not essentially known for big ticket main scale popcorn entertainers, if I can call them that. We are known for making a different kind of cinema, which is yet to find its own space within the distribution theatrical network that we have in this country. I'm sure we'll get there. But having said that, this particular film, that way, is maybe our attempt, as Sir rightfully said, at gate crashing into that phenomenon. This is very much your large-scale, big canvas, big ticket, commercial action entertainer. At least that's what I've tried to make. Whether I have succeeded or not, I don't know, but that's what I have tried to make. So maybe we are hoping that this will break a few barriers. This will get a few people to think, hang on, next time a Malayalam film comes to a small screen in Jharkhand, maybe it's worth giving it a try on a weekend. That's what we are hoping for. We dream very big, us down south, and this time I think we have managed to follow it up with some seriously good work. Let's see.
That's what I was just saying, that I want to just clarify that what I meant was I wish to see Malayalam cinema's finesse.
Thank you so much.
Come with the big ticket mass.
I am nowhere near the most finessed filmmakers that we have in the wonderful state of Kerala, but I hope this film has a bit of finesse that will appeal to you.
Mohanlal just, complimented you for the amazing director that you are. Even Rajamouli sir recently, after watching the action, he called it a blockbuster. I want to know, how does it feel when stalwarts like them, compliments you, and does it boost your, morale to do more work like this?
Obviously, for sure. I mean, for my generation, especially for my generation, the reason we are in cinema must be Mohanlal sir and Mammootty sir to a very, very big extent. Because we grew up watching them. I grew up trying to walk like him. I grew up trying to talk like Mammootty sir. My dad was an actor, but from a previous generation. So when I was in my conscience of being able to be influenced by art forms and cinema, it was just these two guys absolutely ruling the roost like they are today. So they are hugely responsible in us getting inspired to be involved with the medium of cinema. So how privileged am I that today I'm sitting next to him, having directed him thrice, and for him to say such kind words about me as a filmmaker is sort of the biggest award I can ever hope to get. Like a couple of days back, I had the privilege of meeting Rajini sir and showing him the trailer. And in fact, I had an opportunity to make a film with him, which I couldn't pull off at that moment. But the way he spoke to me, what he told me about my work, what he told me after having watched the first part, Lucifer, those are things that I'll forever cherish. If you ask me how many awards have I won, I don't remember. But these things I'll never forget. So of course, I mean, these are priceless for me. Yeah.
Even, how is he, Mohanlal sir, as a,
He's
actor?
even naughtier than me.
Is he a director's actor?
Oh, absolutely. I mean, it's a... I don't know how to explain this. Sometimes I think it'll be amazing for my friends in the media to actually come and see the process of an actor like Mr. Mohanlal, or for that matter, Mr. Mammootty, because I've worked with him as well, not as a director, but as an actor. I think it gives you so much insight into how an absolute top-of-the-line actor goes through his process or her process, like Manju, for example. I was, Manju, like, sitting here like she's one of us, but she's a legend in her own, I remember, I think what's about 20 years back maybe, I was doing an interview for some channel in Tamil Nadu, and they had asked me, if you ever direct a film, and I had no plans of directing, they asked me, if you ever direct a film sometime in your life, who do you cast in it? I said, Mohanlal and Manju Warrier. I did that interview. I'm assuming would still be in online, and here I am. I've cast Mohanlal and Manju Warrier, so it's a privilege. And my wonderful cast from Hindi cinema. A large part of this film happens in North India, so a large part of this film has Hindi as its language of communication. And I'm very particular that all 5 linguistic versions of the film will retain Hindi where Hindi is being spoken. I'm very particular about that because that very much forms, that part of the film very much forms the core flavor of what the narrative is about. So because of that, I wanted to make sure that I cast the absolute best actors I can find from Hindi cinema. And 2 of the finest decisions that I have made in terms of casting for this film is Abhimanyu Singh and Sukant Goyal. Sukant is here, right? No. Sukant? No, he's left. Yeah, that's like him. Anyway, so it's Abhimanyu Singh and Sukant Goyal. They play central characters in my film. Yeah, Abhimanyu plays a central character in my film. And I have to tell you, the first person who told me, listen, I think this guy should be played by Abhimanyu Singh, is my writer, Murali Gopy. And which is when I revisited a film, I don't know if I'm saying it right, Gulal.
Yes.
My God. I mean, why is this? I mean, why are you guys not... What an actor this guy is, man. I mean, it was a joy to shoot him. It was an absolute joy to film with him. And you'll see why when you see the film. Nikhat, I know you're in my film for very, very little while, but you know how important you are in the film and what you say is for the film. It was a privilege to have you on location. I did not know she was Amir sir's sister. I know Amir sir quite well. So finally, when the audition tapes came through, and Priyata is here, my casting director, and I said, I'd like her. When I saw her audition, I said, I want her Prithviraj, oh yeah, she's wonderful. By the way, she's also Amir sir's sister. I said, really? So then I called Amir sir. And I just want to tell you, he just messaged me asking, is my sister good in the film? So, just now. So I said, sir, she's a lot better than good. So thank you so much. Shubhangi, in a film like this, at a scale and at a narrative structure like this, to have as little screen time as you do, and to make someone tear up, and remember you even when the film finishes, is just amazing. My dear grandmom, where is she? Yeah. She really doesn't look like my grandmom, but what a performance. Love you in the film, I really do. Because I've seen you guys so many times over and over again while editing on the edit table. I keep appreciating all the nuances you have brought out in your character. The finest thing an actor can do is to own the character, bring in your own interpretation to it, and then surprise the filmmaker and the writer. You guys have surprised all of us. Aishwarya, you are in the film for very little while, very, very little while. But you are the pain that carries the film. You are the hurt that drives the film. Thank you for being there. Thank you for being part of the film. Behzad, I know you did this like a favor. You needn't have come to my film and done this role. But thank you so much for traveling all the way to this remote little village somewhere north of Shimla that I took a 600-member unit to and shot the scene. But thank you for coming there, and thank you for being the character, and thank you for voicing those lines, because it took an actor like you to say those lines to convey the fact that what is wrong should be treated and looked upon as wrong. So thank you for it. And same way, there are many, many actors in my film who's just given me the most wonderful performances. My technical crew, my cinematographer, my production designer, my costume designer, my makeup man, my editor, my creative director, my associate director, my team of assistants, my production boys, my light boys. I do cinema in a way where I believe all of them have equal ownership over my film as I do. And if it were possible, I would have my entire team here, celebrating the fact that we are closing in on a release. But yes, it's just been a wonderful, wonderful journey for me. And I truly believe that making these 3 films has actually made me a better actor, because I have been let into the processes of so many fine actors, so many fine technicians, and I've learned so much from all of them. All these people together, I think, will eventually make me a very good actor.